Alright, hi, I'm going to record another video just for Level Up Band. I've got about half an hour. Yeah, about half an hour, so that's what I'll do. I'll quickly go on this. I fixed the audio, by the way, so we'll be able to hear the, oh, what am I looking for, what's the word? The game audio. I also got a, an editing program that I actually like. Where is it? I don't think it's here in the start menu, but it's called Shotcut, and it's actually fairly easy to use as opposed to this Lightworks thing which kept freezing. Anyway, let's go and level up land. What's the volume at? We'll see. F4. Okay, it's still low. That's fine. That's good enough. I can hear myself think then. Okay. X and Z. What was that? Load game. X. Alright. Let's have a look where we are at. Repair, analyze, strike, and no escapes. Okay, so last time what had I done? I'd explored, I think, the 4 caves, and I decided that I'd do some farming. So this is what I'm going to do. I've only got half an hour, so I'm not going to do a lot of it. But what I'm going to do, let's pause it. What I'm going to do is farm for strikes. After I farmed for strikes, I need to get some heals. So I think I'm going to farm the fairies. And I think the only way to outdamage their healing is with strike, so that's going to be very important. So I think I need a lot of strikes. I think that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be quite a boring thing. But I've got a few things to talk about. I've written down on a piece of paper in front of me, and that's what I'm going to do. So let's just get started and farm some strikes. Again, mechanical keyboard is going to be noisy. Okay. So, I watched a review on this game. So after I'd finished the episode, I think 2 days ago, I watched a review on it. I watched a review about Level Up Land. And I think it was that the creator sent this person, this other, I don't want to use the term YouTuber, because is he really a YouTuber? Doesn't seem that successful. In any case, the person was incredibly horrible about this game. So instead of just saying what they disliked and what could be improved, or saying I could have fought for a lot longer there. Instead of just saying what went wrong, they just did a whole load of swearing, a whole load of sort of just misdirected anger. Oh, well, not misdirected, but just a whole load of anger. Threw a whole load of anger at the in the creator's direction. And in my mind, that's just harsh. There's no point of that, really. There's no reason to be doing that kind of thing. Will I die? Oh. This will not be a good start, will it? Ah, not that. Okay. Do we kill it? No. I'm an idiot. Oh well. I need to get back into the full swing of things. Shall I make it full screen? Oh no, the text looks horrible. Okay, I'll keep it like this. The text does not look nice full screen. I might have bugged it somehow. A wolf. Great. Let's see what the wolf has. So if he's just got strikes, repairs, analyzes... Oh, blast! What does that do? Deal 10 to 1,000, to 1,000, 100. That is a big margin of error. Let's see what other things he's got. I'm just gonna let myself die now. What did he give me? An analyze? Or a strike? I think he might give me a strike. Yeah, so he's got blast. Interesting. 10 to 100 though. That's a horrible attack. It's so much of a gamble. Why would anyone use that? It's like trying to run. Okay. Strike. Strike. Might just have to use those 2 strikes on him. Yeah, it's not worth farming the eagle yet, because I don't have that much health. I think I need to level up more before I can farm the eagle. Yeah, this so what was the review saying? Essentially, the review didn't like how difficult the game was, because he walked a bit on the shore, got into a fight with a rat. He didn't choose any attacks at all. He didn't react to the fact that he was a fight, even though there's, you know, music going on saying that you're in a fight, as you can hear it now. The music sort of gets faster. Yeah. The guy just didn't realize at all that he was in a fight somehow. Didn't choose an attack and complained that he died. And then he... what else did he say? What else did he dislike? He disliked the story, or the fact that there isn't really a story. As if that's somehow kind of personally insulting to him. I don't know. I was thinking about this. Let's be honest. What games have actual good stories? My favourite game, Final Fantasy VIII, it's really not. The story is there as crap. It's not particularly good. There's so many things wrong with it. There are so many things wrong with the Final Fantasy VIII story. And it's kind of a for me, it's just wrong to complain about something which is just evident in practically everything else. I'm trying to think of another game that actually had a good story. The Final Fantasies get away with it because of the fantastic music, the gameplay, just everything about it. All around, it's a brilliant package. For example, Final Fantasy VII, I prefer the story of Final Fantasy VII to Final Fantasy VIII because it's more, it's depthier. It's got more depth than Final Fantasy VIII. But the way it's presented is just so unnecessarily convoluted that it requires the player to... The twists and turns, essentially, in my opinion, don't need to be there for it to be a good story. Whereas for Final Fantasy VII, it just seems very important to the way that, well, to what the creators intended. A very important way to present the story. It was very important for them to present the story in such a way. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't really like that. I'm not a fan of that. But in any case, it's their story. You can't really just... I'll have to use a repair, aren't I? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what else? What other game over? Fuck, I'm an idiot. All right. What other games have a good story? Trying to think of role-playing games then. I just haven't played that many, to be truth be told. I'll do a few extracts and then I'll just keep attacking them. Yeah, I don't think I've played that many, truth be told, role-playing games. Just Final Fantasy, really. Just a number of Final Fantasies. From what I've seen, something like Shadow of the Colossus is pretty cool. The story is very simple, and it's the emotions rather than the story itself. So I think complaining that there's a lack of story, it's more an issue of the total package being essentially not what they expect. Like for example here, let's have a look at the story information. Stories. There's 3 pages of story, which is essentially what, 6 lines. Not even that, because some of them are small. But 6 lines of text, and that's the story. Compared to an entire game, I mean, to me, it's just abundantly clear that the creator has the priorities elsewhere. Complaining about the story is a kind of... I don't know. It's not an important aspect. That's what I'd say, at least. Yeah, anyway. Well, I'm thinking, I'll do something akin to a review once I've completed the game. I think that's at least what I have to do, because right now, if I talk about the game, if I talk about Level Up Land, I'm not really giving I don't know enough about it, put it that way. So for example, when I played Final Fantasy VII, for example, when I replayed it as an adult, as opposed to when I was a kid, when I replayed it, I did a lot of reading about it, because I knew that I wouldn't bother to do all the side quests, that I just wanted to get through the game and just, you know, have completed it. and I wanted to know about the story, and I went to, know about the story and other things about the world, the lore essentially. And I just went on a was it a Wikia? Just a Wikipedia binge essentially about Final Fantasy VII, and just read up a lot about it. And that was essentially what I needed. That's essentially all I needed. So I continued with the game, and I actually read about some other things, like for example the Ultimate Summon, Knights of the Round, with that you had to do all the Chocobo stuff in order to get there. I read about it and just thought, nah, that's not for me. But it's nice to know about that kind of thing. So I didn't want to spend hours and hours and hours on Chocobo. That's just my own personal preference. I need to gauge their health better. This is going to be an incredibly boring video to watch, considering it's just walking around here, extracting things from rats who don't wish to be extracted from. Yeah, so I wouldn't do a review right now because I don't know enough about the game. So as I said, Final Fantasy VIII, I could just any other Final Fantasy, I just go on the internet and read about it, or pretty much any other mainstream game that's had thousands and thousands of people playing it. Somebody's going to have would have completed it, or there's the company would have sold like an Ultimania type thing. Is it Ultimania? Is that what it's called for Final Fantasy VII? Basically, a book with all the like a cheat sheet essentially. I remember kids had loads of those for Pokemon back when I was at primary school. That was everywhere, so people had those. I don't know what I say it was everywhere. I'd say like every year had about 2 kids with those things, and they just shared it and let everyone read it and stuff like that, just to know more about the world. Am I going to die to a rat? No, I'm not. Oh, I'd have been silly. So as I said, there's nowhere unless I ask the creator, which would be kind of cheating, to give me like a cheat sheet of everything. I think I can kill this guy. There we go, analyze. That means I can gauge how much health he's got, and I could use repairs. Because repairs are kind of abundant, I just have to find a robot. And I would be able to extract from him. Okay, let's go. Ah, what did I do? Ah, bloody hell. Alright, doesn't matter. So as I said, I need to finish this game before I write a review, or before I create a review of it. But so far, as I said previously, my experience has been positive. To be fair, since I actually watched somebody else play it, my expectations are... I forgot to extract. My expectations are what they are, essentially. I wasn't expecting something akin to a AAA title, obviously, because it was one person creating this. I have no doubt that somebody like somebody who was able to create this game would have been able to create something like Undertale, given the time, resources, and access to software. I don't know how Undertale was made, but I think the way that this is, how well polished this game is, and the quirks of the gameplay, proved to me that the person who created this could create something better. And this is, if you call this a stepping stone, it's a bloody good one, in my opinion. Yeah. Well, having played 1 hour and having watched that review, there are several things which I think could be changed to this very game and make them slightly better. This is just my impressions so far, really. And that is a few things that make the game more accessible. And as I said before, I've mentioned it a few times actually. Just a simple graphic, as I said, Pokemon style, of seeing a robot in front of me, or seeing a rat, or seeing an eagle, or something. Just a picture of it. I know it's kind of daft, but it does go a long way, in my opinion. So that's something I'd like to see. Even if it's simplistic, even if it's just a simple pixel art picture of it. But it would be nice. And something else which I thought would be very good, a bestiary. So as you come across enemies and you analyze them and so on, in the menus you get a bestiary, and it shows you just a list of all the enemies you've encountered, where you encountered them, So say for example, rats, you can fight rats in... I'm gonna start attacking now. You can fight rats on the beach and on the grass, or for example, you can fight robots on the beach and in the cave. So as long as you fight them in both those locations, it will show up in the bestiary. So you have a bestiary and it shows you that robot encountered on beach and in cave, or if you didn't encounter it in the cave, it will just show you encountered on beach. Another thing would be that it would show you how much, what spells you extracted from them. So essentially, when you highlight robot, for example, it will show you extracted, repair, analyze, strike, or something like that. But then again, if you didn't extract those spells from that, if you, for example, only extracted, let's say, repair from it, and you didn't get strike yet, or you didn't get analyze yet, then that's all it would show you. It wouldn't show you the other ones. Game over. What? I'm not concentrating. I forget that the robot can critical hit for 130 or can deal 130 damage. Oh, yeah. It's my own fault for not paying attention. Anyway, but that bestiary thing would be a good idea, in my opinion. Oh, and I thought, I don't know yet, because obviously I haven't unlocked all the spells, but if there's a spell kind of like Analyze, but a higher version of it, Analyzer, or something like that, that would tell you not only their health, the extracted spells and their location, but also their DPS, so how much damage they deal to you. Because obviously they don't have moves, they just deal a steady stream of damage. I might have to use a strike on this guy. Will I kill him? Oh god, I'm an idiot again. Yeah, it's just as a result of me not concentrating. I think for the next video, I'm not going to record myself talk because it puts me off. I will simply just play. Because yeah, this is really off-putting. So the bestiary, that would be a cool idea. That would be a cool addition, in my opinion. Obviously, I don't know the ins and outs of this particular game, but I shouldn't imagine it would be too difficult to implement. Right, how much time do I have left? I don't even know how long this has elapsed, so I didn't look at the clock. Alright, let's say I'll give it another 20 minutes from now. I'm going to put a timer on my phone. Okay, where is the timer? Where is the clock? Clock. How much did I say? 20 minutes? Yeah. Alright, I'm probably going to shut up now. Just get on with it. Don't die to a crab. Really? I want to die to a crab. How much health does he bloody have? Oh. This is horrendous. This has not been a good showing, but I'm going to upload it all the same. I'm not simply just going to edit it so that, or re-record, just so that I don't have to look an idiot. I'm going to upload it. "16 strikes. I think they'll only kill about, let's be liberal and say three fairies if I have to use 3 strikes or 4 strikes. I'm sorry, 16 there should be, yeah, 4 fairies I should be able to kill with that. And that won't get me all too many heals, to be fair. The fairies I think have 700 health once they've drained yours. How to tackle them? I just think outdamage them, essentially outdamage their healing. forgot last time that if you press the left and right on the arrow keys, you scroll the spells faster. So I'm just going to check that out. If I survive, yeah, bloody hell. Good job I did. Or, of course, another tactic is just to level up to the point where I have so much health that I can just extract all I want, let the fairies get up to 700 health, and then just damage them. And just start attacking them. So, that's also an idea. Okay, so if I press right, it will take me down to strike, so I think I should be able to keep alternating strike and extract, strike and extract. Maybe that was intentional. Yeah, strike and extract. So that'll be good for the fairies. Yeah, that's what I'll do. There's a lot of analyzers. Okay, let's start killing him now. So I think in the comment the creator told me that, or the comment of the last video, the creator told me that I missed out on a lot of things. So they said I'd learnt a lot, which is always nice to be told. Nice thing to be told. But I'd missed out on a lot of things, or that I hadn't noticed many things. I was wondering what could they possibly be. Is it kind of how the enemies behave? So maybe the robot attacks more if I keep extracting from the robot, his attack goes up, something like that maybe? I don't know. One thing I know for definite though, if what my plan, what my sort of longer term plan is, I can't venture past that second field. So when I go to the tunnel in the well, from west to east, if I go through the second tunnel, I can't reach the second tunnel yet without losing a whole load of health, and I don't have heals. I've only got repairs, and who knows what kind of enemies await me. So what I'm planning on doing is, oh please don't die to a rat. Thank God. What is wrong with me? What I plan on doing is farming the fairies for heals. Then I want to go to the scouter and see what spells the scouter has. I don't know if I want to save after that because they might not be that good. I mean, the first one, which is just to extend the vision of the vision, essentially, how far you can see in this field screen. Nah, I don't think that's all that useful right now. Maybe it will prove to be useful later on, as I suspected before. I want to see how much health this guy's got. 255. Okay. So I'll see what the scouter has, and I hope that at that point I'll be strong enough to take on the Guardian, or whatever it's called. Was it the Guardian or the Sentinel? I'm not sure. There was something on that side. I think it was a Guardian. And a Sentinel I might have come across, or seen in a video, or come across at another different time. Didn't get anything from this crap. And see if I can actually defeat one. I don't know how much health it had, but it did a lot of damage. Okay, let's go back to extracting for a bit. Okay. See what else I can get. Bugger all. That's not good. Repair. That's nice. Let's just kill him before I die again. Also, like, I just remembered a comment that guy in the review had. So he said that. Oh bloody hell! I forgot. He looked in. I'm just gonna kill this thing for the health increase. he looked at the claim victory thing. So that you have to, your task is to kill a dragon. That's the mission. It says it here the whole time. Mission: kill a dragon. And the guy took almost personal offense at the fact that he had to kill the dragon and then return to the pier. It's as though he complained that there isn't a story. He complained that there isn't a story, and then complained when the story had something to... Yeah, he complained that there wasn't a story, and then he complained at the point at which the story interacted with the gameplay. So let's have a look. There's going to be a game show, so you're a contestant. You have to go kill a dragon. And what? So after you kill a dragon, do you have to become the dragon? Do you have to sit on the island and and wait until eternity? That's where the game should just end. Because to be honest, for all intents and purposes, yeah, sure. Just have the game that you start on this pier. You start at location X Y, and then you have to keep going, or you have to keep going to find the enemy, defeat the enemy, and then just game over. Go play a different game. Returning to the pier, adds an extra bit of challenge, an extra challenge to be fair. Because if you prepare yourself just for the enemy and not for the journey back, assuming that you do encounter fights on the way back, that's slightly different from actually preparing for the whole journey there and back. So yeah, complaining that the bit of story that there is interacts with the gameplay. I don't know what to make of it. I just don't think that person thought it through really. Tried a game, wasn't very good at it, didn't like it, and so had to abuse the well, not abuse directly I suppose, but had to hurl abuse at the creator for it. Okay, I might have to repair. Nope. Okay, good. So 510 health now. That's a lot. And 20 strikes. I wonder what the limit for a single spell is. What's the maximum you can get? What's the maximum amount you can get? I'd be interested to see how much that is. If it's 100, or if it's 1,000, or if it's basically all the space. In which case, someone could really do a bit of farming. I imagine it's 100. Limited to 100 like Final Fantasy 8. Alright, let's just attack now. Not really getting much from the rat. Okay, should we try and kill a fairy now? We've got 20 and 500 health. Let's do it. Let's try and draw some things from fairies. Extract some spells from the fairies. $701. Okay, I'm just gonna kill him now. My health's getting low. Okay. Decent haul, but it's kind of like what I was doing recently on the my Final Fantasy 8 save. How right at the start, in order to kill the I say in order to kill, but in order to kill the X80M092, the robot in Dollop with such ease, I had to do a whole load of sort of grinding spells, which was drawing a lot and using T-Mag a lot, and then using mid-mag to convert Thunders into Thundaras. to have something to junction and to cast during that battle. That's essentially what I'm doing here. So I'm basically expending. Oh, why am I moving around here? I'm basically expending strikes, which I'm extracting from the crappiest enemies. I'm expending strikes. No, not that. I'm expending strikes for. Let's see if I can get that weird 10 to 100 thing again. Oh, come on, analyze, work. Yeah, not worth it. I'm expending strikes for heals, which I'm then planning on expending for whatever the scouters have. So, regenerate. Effects regenerating. See, I don't understand that. Does that mean currently I'm regenerating? Or is that... No, it can't mean that I'm currently regenerating. Or does that mean that I have that I have magic which can cast regeneration? Which can cast regeneration? I'll test it out at some point. That barrier was pretty good. Nullify all damage for 2 turns. Okay, I think we need to kill this guy now. Yeah, he had 255. Okay, something I thought might have been the case, but I now realised isn't, is that the health varies from enemy to enemy, from single crab to other, from crab to crab essentially. I thought that was the case, but apparently it's not. They've all got the same. So they don't level up essentially, or they don't have variations. Let's get some more strikes. How much did it cost me? I think I had 16, did I? Might have had 18 or 16 strikes. So it did cost me a fair amount. I've played for half an hour now, but my clock's saying I've put a bit too much. I'll play 5 minutes left. I've got my timer on my phone. That's what I'll do. How long I'll play for. Also, the guy hated the sound effects. I like them. I mean, it doesn't sound as though somebody's, you know, hitting somebody else with a sword, like the slashing sound, but I don't know. There's what is it? From Call of Duty, the hit sound, the hit marker sound, that kind of thing. That's what this reminds me of. It's nice to hear. You get used to it, and you get used to what to expect. I would not take that criticism to heart, really. I like the sound effects. Aha, I think that regenerating thing on the side, this will light up, it will become white when you actually use regenerate. So that's kind of there in preparation. Okay, I've got a few more strikes, I think. How many do I have, or did I not earn any? Yeah, I've got a few more. I want to go to the ferries again. Let's use Analyze straight away. Another Regenerate. Yeah, Regenerate and Heal are going to be very good against the Scouters, because they munch the shields, but they're not very good at, or they're kind of average at dealing damage to health. Let's just do a few strikes, get his health down again, so I won't be too... Aye, no, not that. Okay, I've got 6 heals. This has been a good haul. The fairies? No, not 30% chance, so it's It's not as though fairies are suddenly going to be very good. Okay, and let's just do some more strikes. Strikes are abundantly, very necessary, which is, oh no, I better kill him, so we've got no health. Yeah, strikes are a necessary spell. Kind of unfortunately, really. Alright, let's see if I can get a few strikes. That took a lot of strikes. How much? That was 10 strikes that cost me. To get, I think, 2 regenerates, or 3 regenerates, and 4 heals, or 6 heals. Yeah, so it's kind of like mid-mag. I'm basically exchanging... Let's get some more strikes. I'm exchanging strikes for that magic, and I assume I'll be exchanging strikes and heal for the more sort of the higher level magic, essentially, or spells rather. So it involves a lot of grinding, a lot of leveling up, which is kind of the point of the game, I suppose. Level up band. What I might do is, I'll set myself a target when I've got 750 health, and I hope, you know, kind of a host of heals and stuff. I'll do some more exploring. I'll go through that cave, the central one, the second one along, and I'll head over to the next dungeon, to the next cave, through that cave into the field, because that field I think has got. So there's a swamp, and I think I don't think maybe you're supposed to go through the swamp. Maybe there's something hidden there. But I won't do that until I have loads of health, because I don't know how many steps I can take before the swamp will claim my life with that annoying fart. Eagle, let's attack and then extract. Okay. Oh. Oh! I was very lucky. Let's just kill it now. Okay. Eagle has 312 health. Let's remember that for next time. I think I mentioned this in the previous video. I'm not a fan of the RNG. I like knowing how much damage it will do. I suppose Final Fantasy VIII also has RNG in the attacks, but I think there's slightly less variation than 10 to 20. Yeah, there's a chance you might do 100% more damage than the minimum is. I don't think, apart from critical hits obviously, but I don't think that's as prevalent in Final Fantasy VIII. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, another rat. Oh, okay, that's my alarm. I'll turn off because it might be annoying. Alright, so this is the last battle, and then I need to go. I've got a question now for the creator, and I want to know, how long does it take them to pass through this game? Not how long would it take a newbie like me, take an idiot like me, but how long does it take the creators to go through? Or if they don't want to divulge that, then how long should it take a newbie like me to pass through the entire game? Because I've played for an hour now, and I really don't feel I've accomplished much. That's kind of is a shame. Yeah, I'd really like to know. Alright, that's it. Thanks very much. Cheerio.